Welcome to The Perspective. I'm Lorie Hartshorn, and really glad you're joining us today. Do you feel like you need a little shelter from the storms of life, from the confusion that and chaos that is going around us? Well, today we're going to hear from one of the country's most loved worship leaders and songwriters, Brian Doerksen. He's the heart behind songs like "Come Now's the Time to Worship" or "Refiner's Fire." These songs have been sung all over the globe, and Brian is a Juno and Dove Award-winning artist. He's a filmmaker. He's a mentor to many worship leaders and songwriters around the world. And he has a new song that he's going to share with us today. Before we watch a sneak peek of it, I just want to say that this song and Brian's message to us is so important. Whatever you're going through, just know that there is shelter for you. There is love for you. And here's a sneak peek of this new song, Shelter. Watch this.
We all need to know we're worthy, that we are treasure to our core, and we can tell the truth about our trauma, to be believed so we can be restored.
Well, welcome, Brian. It's great to have you with us today.
So good to be with you again.
I love that song. The music video is so gorgeous. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But take us back to the writing of Shelter. You're by a river. You were outdoors. I don't even know if your intention was that anyone would hear this song. But tell us about where this song was birthed.
Yeah, I was having kind of like a retreat day by this beautiful river in this place called Wonder Valley in California, close to where my wife's brother lives and works. And I was just feeling kind of vulnerable that morning. And somewhere I just saw the word shelter. And I started, just turning that word over and over again in my head. And I started thinking about how every human being, myself included, from the moment we are born through every season of life, needs some kind of shelter, love, care, protection. And I just picked up my guitar and started singing about this. And I started thinking about, all what's going on in the world and how I think also our highest calling as humans, kind of in the name of Jesus, is to give other people care, love, shelter. So that was all what was turning on my head. But man, I tell you, I wish you all could just be there with me by the river, the sound of the running water. And a lot of life is very stressful and busy for a lot of us. So when we get those moments, oh, what a gift it was.
And I'm sure it was a gift to you at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But did you
Absolutely.
imagine that you'd be sharing it with others? Like, you write a lot of songs, and I don't know what the percentage of is, how many songs you write that actually get delivered to the public versus all of these private moments.
Right. Well, and that's a good point. And one never knows. I've written hundreds of songs, and it's always a matter of, I write the song first for my own soul, my own expression, maybe a prayer, maybe I'm processing something. And then it just kind of goes on my songwriting shelf in that file and then I sing it while I go for walks, and I just wait. You know, is there a time to, is it meant to be shared, or was it just for me? And I had an opportunity to record it a few months ago, and I just had this feeling like, yeah, I think it's time. I think I had this feeling, I think it's time to share this song at the beginning of 2026. So we recorded it in the latter part of 2025.
Wow. When you first shared it, I guess maybe with a small group, was it? You were in a
Hmm.
setting that there was conversations around pain
Hmm.
and healing, and
Hmm.
this was sort of a context that affirmed that maybe others would want to hear it. What was that setting? What was happening there?
Well, what was happening was I was invited by an author that I've met named Dr. Hilary McBride, and she had a book called Holy Hurt, which was about trauma that people can experience, unfortunately, sometimes in religious and church contexts, and how to heal from that trauma and how to have good conversations about what happens, and how ultimately God's heart is for all of us to be healed and loved and accepted. And so she invited me to come. Hey, come, come sing a couple of songs at the book launch. And so I did, and we were texting, and I asked her, is there anything you want me, any specific songs? And she's a writer. She goes, well, do you got anything new that's about kind of like, this subject? Well, there's actual lyrics about that subject. We can tell the truth about our trauma so we can be believed and be restored. That's actually a line in the song. And I thought, oh, I guess I'm sharing that song.
Yeah.
So I shared it. And and everybody started singing along the chorus. Everybody needs respect, and everybody needs, and I went, whoa, they've never heard this before. And they're singing along. And then a pastor came kind of rushing up to me afterwards and said, "Oh, we need more songs like this. We need more songs like this to sing in our church services." And I wasn't thinking when I wrote the song that it was for singing in a church service or any
Right.
context. I was just singing it over that feeling I described by the river. So, but that was that. You know what? Sometimes it only takes one person to be that nudge of encouragement. Oh, I think there's something there for me as a creative. And then I go, okay,
Yeah.
maybe we should record this.
Well, I love how you recorded it. The song is beautiful. And it's not surprising to me that people just started singing along because it's actually a sing along kind of song. It's catchy tune. But you made the music video. You have how did it evolve then to this music video where you have all these voices, all these different people, artists included?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
obviously an intentional choice. Tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about the choice between how you created the video then.
Well, I have very dear partnership with my son-in-law, Luke Vandevert, who is a filmmaker. And when he heard the song, as soon as he heard the song, he went, "Oh, I see this picture of all types of people, including especially some special needs adults singing the song with you because they so carry the message, the joy of this truth." And of course, I have two special needs sons of my own that have limited language and communication skills. So, yeah, Luke just heard the music and saw the music video in his head, and then we just started talking about, okay, who can we invite, and every single person in the music video has a story of both pain and healing, of finding a place of shelter relationally. And so there's things, even parts of their stories that I can't share publicly, but Luke and I know every person. We know their stories. So there's this resonance when you see them, you feel something. Even, yeah, just looking into their faces, it feels like it tells the story of what the song is. So yeah, it was a great privilege to film it with them.
Well, I didn't know that until this moment, but now that I've seen the video, that makes so much sense to me. I felt like there was a very personal story behind everyone who was in that
Mhm.
video. Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be a neat project? Next, Brian, I'll give you an idea. Capture their stories Anyway, I
Oh,
don't want to
wow.
give you
Yeah.
more work, but who knows what God's going to do this with this. We're going to come right back with more conversation with Brian Doerksen and this new song, Shelter. Don't go away.
Hey, welcome to The Perspective. Mike Sherbino here. We're glad you're with us.
It's all right here. Watch when you want, where you want.
Well, welcome to The Perspective. I'm Lorie.
Real stories, honest questions, a fresh perspective, right where you are.
Today, take time to relish in
The Perspective. Follow, like, share. You're part of the mission.
Well, we're back with Brian Doerksen, a beloved songwriter, Canadian artist that has meant so much to many of us. Brian, in the video, as we were just talking about, you have a wide variety of representation. Who are artists. I don't know if they're all Canadian or a mix, but you also have some adults that have special needs. And how was that experience for them? And who are they in their debut in this video?
Oh my gosh, these are some of the most precious people in the whole world. They're connected with Bethesda Christian Association, which is an agency that helps adults with diverse abilities kind of thrive in community. And they actually serve our two special needs sons with Fragile X syndrome. Some people think that one of my sons is in the video, but that the person they think I think is my son is actually not my son. It's Christopher, who has Downs. But all of these people, they had so much joy, I tell you, and they were beaming, and I was kind of crying off camera because I was experiencing their joy. And you can also tell they're like, oh, I can't believe I'm on a music video with Brian Doerksen, and then because I'll walk in the room and they go, oh, Brian Doerksen, Brian Doerksen's here, and I'm just like, it's just me, guys. I just love who you are. So we had lots of tears and laughter on the days we filmed those shots.
Oh, and what a word for them, shelter. I mean,
Mhm.
for all of us. And the song is timely. It's being released now. It was just released early 2026, right? January.
Yeah.
It really speaks to a world that is in this uncertain time. Like, what do you want listeners to really take away from this song as they hear it?
Well, I think we all need reminders how deeply loved we are and how that each of us are called to take the love that we receive and give it and share it with everybody around us. And all of the words in the song are, obviously they're deliberately written. So I just encourage people, take time, maybe look at the lyric video and just ponder the words and say, how can love that has been freely given to me flow through me to others? Because if we would have a renewal, a revival of love, so to speak,
Yeah.
we would see so many amazing things happen in our world.
Well, amen to that. That is so true. The last time we chatted, we were talking about your love for a lifetime project. So you're really a person of love, Brian. I think there's a theme here. You can't get
Well,
away from that.
well, yeah, I think that's the theme of the whole Bible. I think that's the theme of the whole journey that we're all on, right? Is finding our way into a life of love.
Yeah. And really receiving that love and giving it away to others. It's just so good. What drew you to explore love and love is a lifetime? Tell us quickly a little bit about it. In that love is just not a feeling that, as we listen to a love song, but it's something that is formed and sustained over time. Tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about that project.
Well, I say the world is filled with songs about falling in and out of love, but not a lot of songs about staying in love for a lifetime. And I think, people who experience that love for a lifetime with their marriage partner, it provides this foundation and this shelter too for all of life. And so I had this vision of creating an album of songs about long love, and I wrote 40, whittled them down to 12, released an album last year called Love for a Lifetime. And this year in 2026, every month on the 14th of each month, kind of like a mini Valentine's, every month we are going to spotlight one of the songs from Love for a Lifetime, because we want to keep singing and speaking the message that it's possible in our world of people falling in and out of love and all the crazy things that go on relationally, to actually to make that choice and to experience the gift of love for a lifetime. And yeah, it's been encouraging. We're doing a special event on Valentine's Day. We're gathering couples, we're singing these songs over them and with them, and we just want to keep them telling that story.
That's so beautiful. I'm really happy to hear that you're repeating the message. Like, we know as communicators, you can say something once,
Yeah,
but even twice, but it takes 3+ times, multiple times for people to
yeah.
grab onto the message. And the message is so important. Tell us more about this upcoming special. You're filming a TV special called Long Love. Now, is that the event that's happening, or is that
Well,
something different?
what we're doing is we're doing a special Valentine's concert where I'm singing the songs for Love for a Lifetime live with a live audience. We're filming that. So we're harvesting, like, musical performances of the songs. And then over the next year, we're going to interview couples. We're going to shoot, B-roll and all kinds of things, so that we can create a special. Like, I have, filmed 2 Christmas specials, a hymn special, an Easter special with different people for TV. And now we want to create a Love for a Lifetime TV special so that people can sit down and watch and be inspired by songs and stories about long love. We don't actually know what it's going to be called yet. It may just be called the same name as the album Love for a Lifetime, the Love for a Lifetime special, or the Long Love special. We don't know,
Yeah.
but we're working on it. And it starts with this event on Valentine's Day.
I think that's so important, Brian. For those watching and they're thinking about their own life situation, they're thinking about maybe they're having a struggle in relationship.
Hmm.
Like, you've been married how many years?
41.
41. Well done. I think, okay, I should know this. I think my anniversary coming up is 41, put it that way. Okay. Been married
Oh.
40 years, so we're almost tracking. Um, isn't long love great, Brian?
It's amazing because this thing starts to happen where you know each other so fully, and there's no shortcut to that, right?
Yeah.
You can literally, as this old song says, you say it best when you say nothing at all. Like, that feeling of, like, you can just look at each other and you can know what each other is thinking, saying. You can go for a walk, hold hands. You don't have to say anything,
Yeah.
but there's this bond, there's this comfort, there's this stability
Mhm.
that comes into the human soul when they know that they are fully loved by another human being.
Yeah.
And that becomes, this thing, this place from which we can serve, we can give, we can help the world. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing.
I mean, I'm sure in the 41 years it wasn't all smooth, you know.
No,
What would you say to someone right now that they're maybe in a tough season
yeah.
of their relationship? What would you say?
I mean, I think, one thing just comes to my mind is, stop the blame game. Like, don't focus on, whatever the struggle is now in a relationship, who's at fault, whatever, like, more like, show up, keep your heart soft and open, and keep believing that whatever it is you're going through, you can make it through to the other side. For us, we've had several cataclysmic challenges in our life, from the birth of special needs children to uh, financial betrayal and collapse and losing our house and all these things. But what we said is, whatever it is that's happening out there and even churning around inside us. I look at my wife and I go, "You're not to blame." I try and own my stuff, but I just say, we got to just keep on trying to keep our hearts open and soft to each other. And there's going to be a way through this.
Yeah, beautiful. I totally agree. And I would say back to the song, be a shelter for each other.
Absolutely.
Life is hard and you have faced many difficulties, but we need to be a shelter, a place of love and security for each other. Thank you, Brian. People can find your song wherever songs are available, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I just love talking with you. Thank you, my friend. As one Canadian to another, always cheering you on. And we'll be
Thank you.
looking forward to that beautiful storytelling TV production and this beautiful event to unfold.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for being with us. We'll be right back.
Did you know you can stream our shows on demand? We are thrilled to announce the launch of our channel on Roku TV. You can now watch the Perspective shows anytime you like and navigate through a variety of playlists. How to find us? Simply search for the Perspective channel, find our logo screen, and save it under your channels of choice on your Roku selection menu. Don't miss out. New feature shows will be updated weekly.
Life can be hard. Anybody out there going, oh yeah, you're in a hard season right now, you can relate to that. Well, sometimes it just feels maybe difficult or it feels confining, like you're never going to get out of this situation. Maybe like sleeping between two prison guards chained up with no sign of freedom coming. Well, that's where we find Peter in Acts chapter 12 today. He's not just discouraged. He's actually imprisoned. He's bound with chains. He's guarded between two soldiers. He's waiting for his trial. Herod is doing everything he can to intimidate the church, to silence the message of Jesus. But verse 5 of chapter 12 tells us something crucial. It says, "So Peter was kept in prison, but the church was earnestly praying to God for him." So here it is. Peter's chained, but the church is praying. I mean, Herod is plotting, but God is present. And while Peter sleeps, God is on the move. In the middle of the night, the story tells us that an angel appears, that light fills the prison cells, that chains fall off of Peter. Peter is told to get up and get dressed and put on his sandals and wrap his cloak around him and follow the angel. And they walk past the guards unseen. The iron gate in front of them opens up all by itself. And just like that, well, Peter's free. I mean, this is a crazy story. And what stands out to me is this. Peter didn't force the door open. He didn't fight his way out. Freedom came through the power of God, released through prayer. Now, I don't know what may be imprisoning you or holding you down today. Maybe it's illness, an unwanted divorce. Maybe it's bad news that you weren't expecting. Maybe it's something quieter, that just that heaviness, that fear, that worry, that doubt, maybe that addiction, or maybe there's some deep emotional wound that you're sorting through. Some chains are visible and others, well, they live in our hearts and our minds. Anger can be one of the heaviest chains we carry around, and often one that we maybe don't even recognize. Unforgiveness or grief, disappointment, these can weigh us down and they can keep us stuck. And even when life looks maybe fine on the outside, we're feeling confined and trapped. I remember years of praying for our three children, asking God to free them from the chains that were holding them back, chains of their own confusion, of darkness, of a work of the enemy, things beyond our control as parents. And I learned something deeply personal through that season. Only Jesus can truly set people free. I just need to say that again. Only Jesus can set people free. And I watched it happen. One by one, our kids were set free through the power of Jesus and through the faithful prayers of many people. Our children were set free. You see, prayer breaks chains. Jesus still sets people free. He is capable, he is able and willing. There's another moment in this story that I love after Peter realizes he's truly free. He goes to the house where the believers are literally gathered in that moment praying for him. And he knocks on the door, and a servant girl comes. Her name's Rhoda, and she hears his voice. She recognizes it, and she's so happy that she runs back without even opening the door, and she tells the others. And what do they say? She's telling them Peter's here, and they're like, "You're out of your mind." I mean, isn't this honest? Sometimes we're like praying faithfully and seeking God for something, and we struggle to believe that God is actually answered. And yet God answers anyway. So let me ask you today, is there something in your life that feels like a prison? Is there a current situation, maybe a past experience that, well, it's just frankly holding you down? Be encouraged. As God's child, you were not created to live behind prison bars. Ask the Holy Spirit to help you break free. Call out to Jesus, who is the chain breaker. And if there's loved ones in your life who need freedom, or even for your own freedom, ask people to pray and don't stop praying. Call out to Jesus on your behalf and on others' behalf, because not even the plans of evil can stop God from accomplishing his purposes. Jesus still breaks chains, and he wants to break yours. He wants to break the chains of those people that you love. And prayer, well, it still changes everything. So don't stop praying. We want to pray with you. Call our prayer line right now at 1-855-910-6297.
Why is it that some people rise as heroes of their story, filled with courage, resilience, and determination, while others surrender when faced with the same challenges?
When I faced a life-altering disability, I encountered a world of new challenges, along with a storm of negative thoughts and self-doubt. But in that struggle, I discovered something remarkable: the power of choice.
We may not be able to control the challenges we face, but we can control how we respond. That's our superpower. This 6-session transformative course will help you unleash your superpower.
Fortify your courage to conquer life's challenges.
Strengthen your resilience.
Shatter those limiting beliefs.
And ignite a determination to unlock your full potential.
It's time to kick faulty thinking to the curb and be the hero of your story.
Well, I hope today's show really encouraged you. When I heard from Brian just talking with such love and tenderness in his voice about his new song, Shelter, which I love, I've already downloaded from my music app, I was just reminded that no matter the storm, no matter the chains that might be holding us down or those that we love, there is shelter, and his name is Jesus. And he loves us, and he wants to set us free. He doesn't want us to live under the heaviness and even confusion and uncertainty of this world. And I want you to call us, because prayer is so powerful at 1-855-910-6297. We have trusted prayer partners there ready to pick up the phone right now. So give them a call, would you? And we want to give you our daily devotional that we provide every month. You can go to theperspective.tv for a gift of any kind to this ministry. We're going to send you that devotional. It will help you and encourage you every day. Thank you for joining us today. I trust it's given you a fresh perspective.